Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Ripple executive Ashish Burla says the world that we know it is gone. Poof, gone like Kaiser Soze. And so he wrote this piece. It's a Ripple Insights blog, and it's titled "Why Real-Time Payments Are More Important Than Ever." And ultimately, and he talks about on-demand liquidity, also why XRP, frankly, is more important than ever as the world continues to change. I thought it was a fun piece, so we're going to run through this bad boy. And make sure that before we proceed, you have put on your party hat, because we are down to clown. So go ahead and pause here if you have not yet put on your party hat, and then you can resume once you have done so. Now, before we go any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button. You know I'd appreciate it. And if you would please delicately tap that subscribe button as well, I will be eternally grateful. Because I'll feel like I really mean something to y'all. I'll just get the tingles deep inside. You know what I mean? All right, so the world is being pushed into a new normal where simple everyday tasks and functions, often taken for granted, are becoming increasingly cumbersome. This is in no short part due to the ongoing COVID-19 global pandemic, which continues to force many essential operations like finance and payments into the digital realm out of necessity. However, this new paradigm has long been on the horizon thanks to the overall increasing digitization of our world, which is a big part of what I was talking about in one of my videos yesterday. MoneyGram's huge push to entering the digital world in a more meaningful way than they previously had. And year over year, their digital transactions were up by about 100, I think it was 100% actually. And it's interesting because, and it's kind of good. It's good that they were kind of going in this direction because they're like the retail walk-in type business. Because there's MoneyGram's like pretty much every Walmart on the planet, right? That like dropped off a cliff, right? And that's not too surprising given that we just had we've had a global pandemic. I guess we're still in it, but anyway, so they've had this major push here, and that's Ripple's most notable on-demand liquidity customer, in my humble opinion, anyway. But anyway, so they wrote, however, this new paradigm has long been on the horizon thanks to the overall increasing digitization of our world. Now, in theory, this shift is by no means unwelcome. Interest and demand in digital payment services is escalating as people around the world increasingly require access to instant and reliable means of paying and transforming money. Now, ultimately, and unfortunately, today's global payments don't quite facilitate these needed attributes. Yeah, that's why Ripple's building out the Internet of Value. Digital payments are essentially just a series of IOUs passed between various financial institutions. This requires institutions across the world to engage in complicated legal arrangements and pre-fund currencies with each other to alleviate counterparty risk created by IOUs. These delays and inefficiencies, especially in such uncertain times, underpin the current correspondent banking system and highlight the need and importance of real-time payments now. And by the way, so can I highlight this part before moving a little bit further? I just want to take this opportunity to point something out. So as far as Nostro Vostro accounts, we know that is. Nostro is my money in your bank. Vostro essentially means your money in my bank. And so you've got, if you're so basically, in order to have the trust with whatever bank it is you're working with, you hold each other's money so that there's a perceived obligation there, right? An actual obligation, a legal obligation, even if it falls under international law, right? And without that, people aren't going to be willing to just give money to another bank. Makes all the sense in the world, right? And these relationships are kind of cumbersome to build here. But that's why when people say things like, a stable coin could do what XRP is doing. Like, why do you need XRP and to be used for this? It just doesn't make any sense. Or a bank coin can just take over and do this. Or a central bank digital currency. Well, here's the problem. All those are centralized quote-unquote solutions, if you will. And so understand that you have to have a relationship with whoever it is that holds that. And why would you hold their coin, whether it's a stable coin, whether it's a bank coin, why would you want to hold that? That introduces risk into the system, and effectively, you've got the same concerns with Nostro Vostro accounts. The reason that they start those relationships in the first place, you've just moved it onto blockchain. You've recreated the exact same problem right there. And so and this is why trust matters. I'm not sure if you were asked, why could it be XRP and not a stablecoin? Could you answer that question? Could you? It's worth understanding this. And so if you can articulate it, then you're on the ball here. But it comes down to trust. Trust is the reason. As I just explained, that's why. And that's why if you're going to solve the problem in a global way, you must utilize a cryptocurrency that, a couple of things, is decentralized, has to be sufficiently decentralized, and has an open market value not backed by anything. If a coin is backed by anything, then there's a counterparty that's controlling it, and then that requires trust. Because the hang-up here is not just the technology, it's the trust, and that's the piece that is missed here. People think that any coin by nature could do what XRP could do. No, because it's not just about the technology, it's about the underlying human trust, and that's the piece that people are missing. So if somebody says, oh no, a stable coin could do this or that, that's how I respond with, like, no, you're missing this, you don't understand how the correspondent banking system works. Let's move down a little bit further. He starts talking about real-time payments, which combine speed, data, and communication in order to execute a payment in a matter of seconds. They grant users immediate access to their funds and instant confirmation of their transaction while providing near instantaneous settlement finality. The initial desire for real-time payments can be traced back to the rise of instant technology, where billions of people now have access to information and experiences on the go available in various touchpoints and channels. Already, the snowballing digitization of the world highlighted the demand and need for more efficient ways of settling payments. But during this global health crisis and its resulting economic ramifications, millions of people are facing less stable incomes and many businesses are facing dwindling profits, all while still contending with major financial responsibilities. Yeah, I can certainly speak to that. I mean, I was open somewhat. I mean, I haven't talked about how much my business does, and I'm not going to because that'd probably be tacky. But my business dropped ultimately, I don't remember the exact number, 60 or 70% once my city shut down. Because my customers are businesses, and then once we opened back up, sales went up a lot, but we're still down. So who knows how long it's going to take? It could take another year or 2 or 3 to get back to where it was. Who knows? But anyway, in a pre-COVID world, fiat currencies like the U.S. dollar, for example, would be the closest answer to instant payments. However, the exchange of this currency requires face-to-face interaction, something that is strictly limited in the ongoing fight to prevent the spread of the virus. Real-time payments via dedicated and convenient payments apps offer the immediacy and reliability of fiat currencies while empowering users with the capability to seamlessly settle payments in our increasingly digital world. So, what about the role of blockchain and digital assets? Well, in order to truly make widespread real-time payments a reality, blockchain and digital asset technology need to be leveraged as a crucial component for speeding up the settlement process. Blockchain technology allows businesses and financial institutions to transact and accept payments directly, eliminating the need for a middleman like SWIFT. RippleNet is a faster, technology-forward infrastructure layer for global payments. Built upon blockchain technology, RippleNet removes the complexities currently stifling today's settlement process and makes cost-effective cross-border payment settlements possible in mere seconds. These financial institutions that utilize RippleNet also have access to its on-demand liquidity, or ODL for short, which eliminates the complex IOU infrastructure by allowing financial institutions to leverage the XRP ledger and digital assets as a means of instant settlement to avoid pre-funding. This frees up their capital and guarantees competitive FX rates. And so with the shift that's happening, you can see the thrust of the narrative that Ashish is putting forward here, which is that digital matters. It could not be more crystal clear. And so Ripple's coming along with the right solution at the right time. So what about XRP? Well, as a digital asset, XRP acts as a bridge currency. It's a bridge between two currencies, ensuring payments are delivered and received in a given area's or user's local currency quickly. In fact, using RippleNet can cut the settlement period on cross-border payments from 3 days down to a scant 3 seconds, making these transactions truly frictionless. Don't get much faster than that. Which is also why, even if a cryptocurrency came out that was faster than XRP, and say you bring down the friction from 3 seconds down to 0.1 seconds, good luck supplanting XRP once it indeed is being used the world over as a bridge currency, because you know what, my friends, as it turns out, standards matter. And once in place, if you want to dethrone a standard, you better have a meaningfully revolutionary technology to supplant it. Otherwise, you're not going to find traction once these systems are in place. Good luck. Anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for stopping by, my friends. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!